up, bienvenue, it's Kadija, aka the musingknomad, and I'm back for a review. I'm going to be doing a review of the Netflix series called Emily in Paris. No worries, there's not going to be any spoilers. I'm just going to give you just a brief overall of this season, and I won't spoil anything, so don't worry. So, like always, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, help your girl get to 1,400 subscribers, and let's get started. So, a little background about me. I've been living in France now for over 7 years, and 10 years ago I studied abroad in France, and I loved it so much that I wanted to figure out a way to come back. And after I graduated, I came back, and I've been here since. So I'm not gonna lie, when I don't see myself in a show, meaning that it's just hella white people, for the most part, I'm probably not gonna watch it unless it's a really good show. But if it's a show that centers around the life of just some white girl, we don't have a lot in common. Let me just keep it real. But my cousin was like, y'all, all the things you be telling me about France, watch this show. And to my surprise, I really liked it. It's funny, it's cheesy. It is cheesy, but it's really funny as well. And it's funny because it's like, having lived through a lot of these things, I'm like, girl, yep. And I just cracked up because I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is it. So like I said, no spoilers, but Emily is a young woman from Chicago who is moved and been transplanted to Paris for a job opportunity. And in her building, she has a real cute neighbor. And you know what? I was like, okay, honestly, for me, in the entire series, her neighbor, who's a chef, yeah, he's the most attractive guy, like, of the guys that wanted to pursue her, to me, right? Personally. But I'm like, I don't see a lot of them. Where are they at? Because most of the French guys I see them be looking like that, all like thickums, and not thickums like as in fat, but all like, you know, built, like they're real lanky and skinty and not tall. But anyways, I was like, he's fine. Okay. But so in the first part of the series, she's like walking up to the 5th floor. So if you didn't know this, in France, and I think also in the UK, or maybe in other parts of the world as well, the first floor, which is considered the ground floor, in French is the rez-de-chaussée, like that floor is not considered a floor, as well would consider that in the US. Okay, so first floor, ground floor is not a floor. So if you live on the 5th floor, according to Americans, you're on the 6th floor. Luckily, my current place I live in is just one flight. There's no elevator, but it's just one, you know, I'm on the 1st floor, so 2nd floor. And luckily, you know, that's good enough for me. Like, I remember one of my friends, Ernest, he lived on the 5th or 6th floor, no elevator. We had to trek up and down those stairs. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. Imagine when you go grocery shopping and having to do that. It's too much. But when she went to the 5th floor, in her head, she was trying to open her neighbor's door, and she's like, and he's like, no, you're on the next floor, one more up. And she's like, no, but this is the 5th floor. And she's like, nah, in France, the first floor is not the first floor. And it just made me laugh, right? And then there's another, I don't know if this is the same episode or the next episode, where she just come out of her building and she steps in dog shit. I've said this, please go watch like my Life in France videos that I've done about like things I hate about France, etc. But in that in that scene, I was cracking up because the dog shitted, and then the owner is just standing there smoking, and then the dog shitting again, and she was just like, because honestly, in the US, I'm not used to that. I don't see people just like letting her dog shit, not cleaning up after it. But over here, it happens a lot more than you think. Like, now I have my poop radar. Like, every time I'm walking, I'm scanning. I know where to step, where not to step, because it's just prevalent everywhere, and it's gross, and it happens too often. And it's funny because they even have the little doggy dispenser poop bag thingy. I swear they won't use it. They just let their dog shit and walk away. I've seen it so many times. It's disgusting. Something else, the smoking. They smoke a lot. So that part really cracked me up. I think it was like her boss who was like in the office just smoking. I will say they have laws now where like you can't smoke inside buildings and in restaurants, but you know, sometimes some people might let things slide. But yeah, the smoking is just, yeah, it's a lot. But that part was really funny. And obviously they're gonna have like the token people. So they have the token black guy who works with her. and then she has her token Asian friend, and they're hilarious. But I will say, I feel like with the Chinese girl, I forgot her name, but like I'm like, was it necessary to have all those stupid little digs that they had to China? Because I'm like, was that necessary? I mean, I get it, maybe that is the reality, but obviously we hear the girl, we know that girl is American. Like, she could be Chinese American, but that's an American accent. I mean, I'm not saying that like someone that's from China can't have an American accent, but that would be kind of hard, I'm just saying. But I was like, what, couldn't she just be an American Chinese? But you know, I guess they just want to make they just wanted to complicate her story a little bit more. But their dynamic was cute, you know, meeting at bars and meeting at spots. Like, that is definitely a thing. Like, when you meet people, it's like, oh, let's go hang out. Let's, you know, when you just first trying to make friends. So I thought that was really cute. And her two coworkers. So we have the black guy, I remember his name, and then we have the white guy with the weird hair. They really cracked me up. And I think one of the things that was the funniest to me, right? So her job. So I mean, if you read the synopsis of the movie, you'll know. So her moving to Paris for this new job opportunities because her company from Chicago had bought out this company, right? And that company from Chicago has sent in some amendments that they had to start following in the French office. Girl, if you ever worked in France, if you know French bureaucracy, these motherfuckers, please. So Emily's like going to work on time, getting there early at 8 o'clock, and she's like, and she waited for 2 hours, and they're like, why are you here? Work starts at 10 something, like, and she's like, I've been waiting here for 2 hours. So those little things like that, and like people having really long lunches, or them not really being real proactive at work, just kind of just, you know, just coasting by. And when they sent the amendments that they had to follow, like not having non-professional relationships or little things that you would really adhere to in an American work environment, where in France, they don't work, right? And then the colleague with the white hair, he comes, he's like, what the fuck is this? And he was like pissed off about it, like, no, we're in France, okay? And that cracked me up so much because I can relate, and I was just like, oh my god. And it was just, it's funny. Next one, the creepy men. Come here, you'll see. These men are creepy, okay? They creepy, okay? So, I mean, I was just like, girl, don't you realize he's trying to hit on you? Like, but, you know, she didn't get it right away, but later on she starts, like, realizing stuff. I was like, Also, for me personally, I haven't been in this situation, but I've heard stories, girl. But the love triangles, I was like, damn. Yeah, personally speaking, I haven't been a part of something like that because I don't play that. But yeah, love triangles I've heard, and I was like, ooh, fun tape. What else? Oh yeah, they talked about in the show, someone was going to be fired, right? The other colleagues were like, to this person I was gonna be fired, supposedly. They're like, you can't fire people in France like that. It's not as easy as you may think, okay? And I mean, you can. There's definitely ways you can get by firing people, but it's not like in the US where it's like you're fired, boom, your day ends today, boom. Here you have to have like there's bureaucracies, there's rules that go with it, and you can't just get rid of people just like that. So you can, depending on certain situations, but for the most part it takes some time. But yeah, I'm not gonna spill too much information about that. Cute chef, work buddies. Oh wait. Oh my god. So there's a lot of the clients that she has to work with, like just their personalities and how they're just over the top. And like how one of her colleagues, her boss is just like, ugh, you're just too fucking happy, you fucking American girl. Like, ugh. Like, and it's true. I feel like Americans have a very optimistic and positive attitude, generally speaking. The French are pessimistic. They're pessimistic and they have a negative attitude. I'm not gonna lie, it's true. Like, if I'm lying, French people who are watching this, please tell me below. But generally speaking, I think we're definitely more like, yes, let's go do this and this and this. And then they're just kind of like, well. And you'll see signs of that in the show, watch it. But one of the things I really, really like that they touched on, and this is one of the things that I love about France. In there, one of her colleagues said, in America, y'all live to work. In France, we work to live. And I love that because that really shows you the difference of lifestyle here. Like here, one of the things I also love, there's always so many cultural events happening, free events, events that are inexpensive. Like there's always things happening that you can go to the museum, you can go to some city thing that's happening, and it's nice. And I'm not gonna lie, when you first come here on Sundays when things aren't really open and you're just like, I want to go to the grocery store, or the grocery store is on a regular day that closes at 8, 9, and you're just like, ugh. Like, but you get used to that, right? But it's like they really enjoy their lives, and I think that's so beautiful, and I love that about here. I really do. But I would definitely recommend for you to watch this just to see what like life in France is like. Obviously, this is really cheesy, and obviously, like, you know, they're trying to hit off all the little cliches about Paris and France in general, but I thought it was a really cute show. I definitely was cracking up. I watched one episode a day ago, watched like 8, 7 episodes yesterday, and then this morning, and then today I watched the last 2 episodes, and I liked it. I did. It's a cheesy, cute show where, you know, you don't have to like think too much into it. It's a feel good, I would say. So I would recommend watching it. It's cute, it's vibey, and it kind of gives you an idea of what life in France is like. But anyway, check out my other videos about life in France, dating in France, all that good stuff. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you're all be back soon for a new video. Peace out, bisous, and hugs.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up, I pull up.